Now here's a game that in theory is just another rinse and repeat simulator. We've all been here before, boys and girls. Gas station simulator, prison simulator, police simulator, goat simulator, bloody simulator before long, and now we have another to the tally, Cowboy Life Simulator. And I went into this with very low expectations, and man alive was Reggie proved wrong. This is one of the better simulator style games I've played in many moons, so saddle up, grab a coffee, and let's discuss why this one needs to go on your wish list. To all you Cockney Gamer Gang people, as you know by now, we are in the Steam Next Fest, whereby hundreds of demos are being released for you to enjoy across multiple indie developers. So Reggie here is going to bang out a few of these mini reviews over the coming days. They're only going to be short and sweet, yeah, that's what she said, as I want to give you all some insight into what is worth keeping an eye on, so check back for more videos in the near future. So, the very first thing that hit me when loading up Cowboy Simulator was its sound. Maybe Reggie's eardrums just love that twangy electro guitar, as it reminds me of a deal me and Johnny did down once in Kentucky, but it immediately put me in a different mindset, and it made me realise that this is going to do things a bit different, but more on that later, boys and girls. First, let's get to the gameplay at hand. Now, Cowboy Simulator is a loose, and I do mean loose, take on Stardew Valley, but set in the Wild West with 3D world. And what I mean by that is that there is a game here where you manage your own ranch, but in that you build a huge range of structures to ultimately build it into something huge. And yes, you get to plant a shitload of fruit and veg and sell it off for profit. But that's not all, people, because there's also mining to help you build certain structures that then help build and create other tools and ultimately progress your ranch even further, including the important part of owning animals as well. Now, I've got myself a lovely little mutt who I've named Arthur. Just by explaining these alone, you're probably thinking, this sounds promising, Reggie, but fear not, my little minions, because it gets even better. Early on, you're also given a horse, and thank the gaming lords too, as so many games like this try and hide something like a bloody horse behind some big grindy build-up, which gets right on my tits. Not here, people. I barely had a chance to smash back a beer before my little red rum was in my ranch and I was galloping about like an idiot. But why give you a horse if you're mainly focusing on your ranch? Well, that's a bloody good question. You see, as you trot off into the distance, you'll come across a little town with merchants and the ability to hire bodyguards. That's because your ranch is going to get attacked by wild animals or bandits. Venturing further out, I stumbled across this little church, and to my surprise, there's actually missions here, such as protecting the town from a local scallywag. And lo and behold, I ventured further out and discovered this little pygmy tent with Indians abound, no doubt offering me more quests as the game develops. And so I was pleasantly surprised, people, because my initial thinking here was that I was going to be constrained to a certain area of the map and just building out my ranch. Well done the developers, because Reggie is giving you a proper thumbs up here for expanding the concept further. One major issue I did come across though is that in my shooting practice I couldn't find the last bloody bottle to shoot down, and sadly I was unable to exit this part of the game, and because Reggie here forgot to save it, I had to restart all over again. So do be careful, kids, and save often. The next area of pleasant surprise for me was the graphics. Now, I get it, boys and girls, I talk about janky characters all the time, and this game is no different, with people looking like they just caught COVID-20, but the actual Wild West environment is spot on. It's highly rich and detailed world with vegetation and shrubbery looking authentic and plentiful, and the distant rocks as they tower up into the sky are nice and detailed too, with little crags and cracks seen from afar. I then discovered they had a weather system too, with some rain thrown in and a day and night cycle. Now, the rain isn't anything to swoon over, it looks like someone is spitting on your screen constantly, but the fact that they went this far is appreciated, and the world feels more alive because of it. Now, I mentioned some of the jank on the characters, and I'd say the same in the animations too, such as shooting a gun, riding your horse, or watering down your crops. It feels all a bit stiff, that's what she said, and a little polish wouldn't go amiss, but overall, what a lovely little package. Finally is the sound. Now, the musical score is nothing short of first class, and it doesn't really repeat itself too much either, with different tunes popping in here and there to keep it interesting. And to add further to the soundscape is the plentiful of ambient sounds on offer. Horse trots, little frogs grumbling away over bodies of water, the click and clacks of your building work, and the general sound of the Wild West is really quite nice. I'll be calling out the other games at the next fest for the sheer poor quality and low effort people that they put into their bloody sound arena, but not here. It's way above most other simulator games you come across. One area I do feel is lacking, which would add a huge amount to this game, is a proper voice acted characters, along, dare I say, with an improved looking UI of subtitles, as it all does look a bit cheap. So, Cowboy Life Simulator then. Well, as you can tell, boys and girls, Reggie here is actually very impressed. It has a lot going for it, and one that I'm definitely going to be adding to my collection on full release. It's got great sound, it's good looking, and it has plenty to do. Understandably, it's just a demo, so I'm hoping there aren't any pacing issues abound where it's a little bit too grindy, but I would for sure add this one to your wish list if you are into these type of geeky little games. For now, I'm going to love you and leave you all. Reggie out.